JRPGs and why they're addicting. There's this little known fact that likely no one could guess about me. I love JRPGs. Multiple JRPGs. I promise. And if you're watching this video about JRPGs, you probably find interest in them yourself. Or at the very least, wonder why literally everyone else does.
Well,
JRPGs generally consist of 100+ hours of pure fucking feels, and a 100% chance of obliterating God, you know.
casual activities.
From the world and its building to the art style, story, and the music, these components together create the chemical compound you may know as serotonin.
You didn't mention gameplay.
Well, that's
Because it's boring and doesn't contribute to the anime wonder that makes the JRPG games so amazing.
because gameplay is a great variable and too complex between the many franchises that share the anime Kool-Aid to bring it clearly needed justice without complete focus in its own dedicated video segment.
Now, if you're done whinging about things that make you feel less badly, take this and take it in.
Where have you been? Been searching all along.
Music is the chef's kiss, with the Italian finger formation, within the cuisine that is the classic and cultivating JRPG, with the power to immerse you in an other world. The notes and chords dance with extreme style, skill, and the occasional leitmotif upon the very rather minor and relatively unimportant function of the brain you have probably heard of. Empathy.
What? What's going on? Pop! Why did you invite the Booyaga biscuit to breakfast?
It's not even a real biscuit.
And many wings have invaded the home again.
Must have been my property from them extra tourist years.
No, they're not trespassing, they're mine.
Well, am I an enemy? Targeting my weakness. Making me feel things. Well, I'll make them feel weak in everything. Oh, baby. Oh.
Shoot the drywall, not my Bible.
While the music in most genres can be really very good, so good it's godlike, so godlike it's a wonder it freaking exists. JRPG music is that, but that on a mission. One typically involving pain. Genre tropes heavily center themselves around relatability, usually the sad kind. When you can empathize with a character or their situation, you can then form genuine connections and memories with them, which motivates you to keep playing because then sometimes it feels like your favorite waifu is actually talking to you.
I'm gonna pull out your teeth and cram them up your ass!
Kinky. One way these games tend to invoke excessive tears is by slamming you in the face with really sad music when you're probably already sad because the game made sure of that.
This song made me spend 88.98.
Fuck. JRPGs frequently favor topics that touch on confidence, dilemma, pressure, dependence, sorrow, virtue, abuse, arrogance, death, and solitude. And while many of these topics are generally taboo in the real world, they can work immensely well in all forms of media, yet have a much larger impact within gaming, as the player is more often capable of either mentally filling a protagonist's shoes or strapping on their own pair and immersing themselves into a journey alongside their fellow protagonists.
I'm in this picture and I kinda really like it.
Being actively involved in the triumph of our game's challenges while captivated by and immersed into its world and story enables a whole nother level of bonding with the title and or the bits within it. This genre has everything to show and nothing to hold back. From hypersexualization to making you feel like a terrible, terrible person. Almost any game within the genre is often an intense roller coaster of emotions, and you come out the ass end a whole new human with a whole new obsession. Likely through the pain and punishment, cause you're all sick! Music, or even lack of it, contributes so much to the world building and atmosphere. The Hymn of the Faith and its many variants in Final Fantasy X offers strength to the world building, solidarity for the characters, and is weaponized for the plot, further cementing relevance to its beauty. Nier is one of those games of which you should be very, very afraid. It will hurt you, and it will hurt you again, and again, and again, and again, and again, again. While direct damage is great and greatly used, Taro's favorite method of mental destruction is music.
はい。ニーヤオートマタは僕が書いたシナリオが全然評価されないのに、岡部さんの音楽ばっかりいっぱい褒められてすごく悔しいです。なので、もう二度と岡部さんにはアワードの賞をあげないでください。よろしくお願いします。
Hachi Okabe and his musical wonder is one of Square's greatest acquisitions. They may as well have presented us the new Jesus, as he is a master at turning songs into sobs. And Song of the Ancients is one of the most dangerous things to happen to gamer brains. It is everything it could possibly be for a game. It builds the current day world as well as the old world lore, and shows an attachment to the characters that literally sing it, and then uses that attachment to rip your heart up into tiny little pieces. But being a plot weapon isn't enough. No. You have 4 more playthroughs of contemplating the things you feel when this song plays, which is often. Tension, suspense, the attention sustenance. Tension in gaming is one of the strongest hooks that keep even the most apathetic fish swimming along. They say curiosity killed the cat, but it's more like curiosity created cults. One of the most convincing reasons to keep trucking through even the most sluggish offenders is the need to know what's next. Yes, need. Part of the general human drive is the need to know more, including things that are often less than their business. This is a common trick used to turn bad games into actually really good ones. Music in JRPGs is extremely influential to the battle system, and can be highly motivational when tied to the right story with the wrong combat. Not to mention the right story with the right combat, the willpower, if you will. There's nothing like a jammin' battle theme. I'm nearly incapable of containing myself from bobbing my head to the bop that is the Final Fantasy IX battle theme. While every variant of the classic is a bop of its own, this one is the goddamn greatest, and nothing and no one will ever change my mind, not even when I die and am reborn. New me will feel the exact same paradise. Satisfying battle music and satisfying music in general is essential for the average video game to thrive amongst the savages we've come to call gamers. The most heralded titles of the genre share in common overwhelming praise for just their OSTs. These tracks are so amazing and everybody knows it, including the devs and their very deserving wallets.
So why won't you let me pay you?
Thanks to the JRPG kings, Square Enix, the genre and its gameplay have been heavily stigmatized and reduced to the most basic of basics, and it's unanimously
And ignorantly.
regarded as simply a whole lot of this. When there's a whole lot more of this, and that, and whoop baby! There is a whole lot more style and variety to the potential of the common gameplay loop in JRPGs than the 40-hour alternative to chess. From Persona 5's all-out attack mechanic and mega stylized everything, to real-time bonus and miss opportunities in Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, after the last 40 years of dominating, this genre is not done innovating. We've seen that with indies like Undertale, mocking the genre to the fullest while wholly embracing its tropes. And there's the AAA bang boomerangs with innovation 6 ways, such as Persona's mega mixture of time management, life sim dungeon crawling with preemptive turn-based battles being just the J, never mind the RPNG, or games that take the A sound in J literally and kick you in the shins with kawaii action, or the 15 plus different ways to play a Final Fantasy game. For generations, there has existed more than one way to add a J to the RPG genre, and the list is only getting longer. While the grandiose grind has yet to find a way to abstain from plaguing every title to claim belonging to the genre, classics are each exactly that in their own right. Most major and minor franchises offer something different to bring enough variety to the table so that everyone may eat. While almost everything I touched on can generally be applied to most game genres, JRPGs have a most noticeable flair that is uniquely theirs to the genre. And personally, for me, they are the most memorable. Emotionally, story-wise, heck, everything. Music, the characters, the worlds. I commonly form stronger memories with games within the genre to better reflect on my experiences with. That may be different for many, but I'm sure it can be the same for just as many others as well. Hopefully this video has convinced you that addiction can sometimes be a good thing, and to play a JRPG if you haven't already.
Now, here, little lady, you gotta wake up. You gotta get up. You gotta get them goddamn video games out my house, you hear?
Messed up in my property from them extraterrestrials.
Boom, bang, bang! Them video games have made it home again. Talking my weakness. Making me feel things. I cannot reach my hand. Making me feel things. Making me feel things. They're not trespassing. They're not